This is the True American Podcast. I'm your host. Brief day about the Charles Booker Jr. ad. As you know, Charles Booker, a brilliant up-and-coming youngster in the Democratic Party here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. He's running for Senate. He's running for Rand Paul's Senate seat. And guy's pretty interesting. He's recently put out an ad. I think most people, if you have not seen the ad, you've heard about it, where he is talking about lynching, and he's wearing a noose around his neck, and he's trying to make an equation between the past, the tragic past of when lynchings did occur in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and trying to link that with Rand Paul today. I personally think he missed the mark, but it was a pretty dramatic ad. It's been a very impactful ad. One part about the ad that I've been talking a lot about is where it is clearly stated by Mr. Booker that he had 3 uncles who have been lynched. So quite naturally, many Kentuckians, black and white, Democrat and Republican, were saying, well, that's horrible. We would like to know who these individuals were, when this happened, and we'd like to seek justice for those 3 men. I mean, obviously, that's something that anybody with an ounce of morality would want. That's what happened with Emmett Till. I mean, his family, they're still struggling to get complete justice for Emmett Till. The widow of Medgar Evers, she, for many, many years after his assassination by some white supremacist coward, sought justice for her husband, herself, and their children. So I see nothing wrong with Charles Booker saying, look, I want justice for my uncles. They were lynched, and I want justice for them. And speaking as a conservative, I would stand with him shoulder to shoulder. And I know many other conservatives here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, here in Louisville, Kentucky, would stand with him shoulder to shoulder and saying, hey, let's do what we can to seek justice for Charles Booker's 3 uncles who were lynched. Now, here's the issue. Who were they? What's their names? When did this happen? Now, I have done some research on the internet. I've done some research in speaking with authors. And we found that the last documented lynching in the Commonwealth of Kentucky happened around 1915. Charles Booker was born in 1984. Obviously, when you're talking about an uncle, it was somebody related to your mother or father. The point I'm trying to make is, okay, again, seeking justice for these 3 lynched uncles is perfectly legitimate. I think that's a just cause, a moral cause. It's a bipartisan cause. We just need some names. We need some dates. We need to know what happened and when it happened. And so let's pray. Let's ask. Let's pray and ask the Charles Booker campaign office to name names. Now, I have heard through the grapevine that there might have been a revision, that suddenly a statement might have been released that it was great uncles or great great uncles. Well, I don't care if it's an uncle, great uncle, or a great great uncle. Charles Booker put it out there in public. He put it in an ad, and I think it's perfectly legitimate that all Kentuckians stand up and demand justice for those 3 lynched uncles, whether they're uncles, great uncles, or great great uncles. But before we can do that, we need names. Name names. And I'm not saying it happened. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm assuming it did happen. I'm assuming that what was stated was true. Uncle, great uncle, great great uncles. We just need some names. This is the True American Podcast. Stay tuned.